because there are a multitude of groups, or at least there are a number of different groups who are in favor of cityhood, just like there are different folks who are opposed to cityhood. We had to raise a lot of money. We had to pay the Carl Vince Institute a grand total of $80,000, and we raised all of that from individuals. To my knowledge, offhand, I can't swear to this, we did not receive a single gift of more than $1,000 in that effort. And we received most of those in gifts from individuals of, 50 here, 100 there. Folks like myself who donated. And then, there was a question, and I'll just get to it. One of the cityhood groups did have a fundraiser that they billed as a $500 fundraiser. I have no idea if anyone actually gave that much. But there was a comparison there with what got Bro Ellis in trouble, and let me just sort of address that one straight on. What got Bro Ellis in trouble, rightfully so, is that he used his public office to put pressure on folks to donate. Was there anybody in public office involved in the cityhood effort? And the answer is no. There is a world of difference between folks giving donations, and let me just say, were some of the folks who have given donations at that function perhaps people who hope to see a city come into being because they think that they will be able to perhaps do business with that city? Well, yeah. But so what? There were no elected officials there. There was nobody putting any undue pressure of any kind. Money has to be raised if you're going to put yard signs up and if you're going to pay $80,000 for the Carl Vince Institute. We will publish by the deadline. Our treasurer is working on it. Every single person who has donated any penny.
And that includes over 300 donors, the overwhelming majority, if not entirety, of which live within this footprint. And you'll see my name amongst them.
I'm surprised to hear Alan say there were no elected officials at that fundraiser because the invitation had the names of 15 sitting elected officials on it, and I watched video of it in which elected officials spoke. So there were a lot of elected officials at that fundraiser, which is why it attracted some media attention. So I think it is problematic. I mean, some of the people, we know that for that fundraiser, they were actively soliciting people who would want to do business with a future city. Groups like the Collaborative, which has a contract to run city departments up in North Fulton, or the Chatcom, which is the company that the private contractor that runs 911 services in new cities. That they were actively soliciting contributions from people who would in the future maybe be seeking city contracts. And I do think that is troublesome. And especially because when asked about it, one of the representatives of La Vista Hills at a meeting said, I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask them to invest in us before we invest in them. And yes, and I do find that troublesome. Wait, did somebody? Oh, where do we get our money from? What? Oh, I mean, I don't mind answering that question because we filed a full disclosure, so you can go to ethics.georgia.gov. Our opponents have not filed any disclosures yet, but every single donor that we have, every single donor over 100, so all the people giving us $5 and $10 for yard signs. But we filed a disclosure, so you can go and you can look at all of our donors. We don't have any big corporations. We have a few people who don't live in the footprint, but are like, a few blocks away, the Cabal and Victoria Estates. But yes, all of our donors are completely public.
And allow me to clarify, lest anyone misinterpret, there were no elected officials of La Vista Hills. There were lots of elected officials.
There aren't any elected officials.
La Vista Hills does not exist. There were in fact probably a dozen elected officials of other cities around us there encouraging us to form a city and making the message very clear that the people in their cities had government services improved by the formation of a government, and that they were there as elected officials of those cities to lend their support to the formation of a city to bring the same benefits to the people of Vista Hills.
Well, that transitions very nicely